How is again? I just shared some videos of the COVID-19 uh, hysteria in a small town here in the west of Ireland where people were forced to observe the 2 meter rule by painted lines on the ground leading into a supermarket, and also in another store where you had a 2 meter gap between you and the person who was you were being served by. It's a strange atmosphere now. It's like people are genuinely bored. The weather's beautiful today, so that's cheered up a lot people, but it's genuinely boring. Now, as we know, the mortality rate with coronavirus is probably a percent higher than, or 2% higher than it is with other similar flu-like, cold-like viruses. Now, we also know that the majority of people are dying are either very, very ill. There was a Spanish soccer coach. He was only 21 years old, the poor chap, who had he was in the fourth stage of leukemia. Of course, the newspapers reported as he died of coronavirus, but he really died of leukemia. The coronavirus, he didn't have an immune system to fight it, the poor guy. And everyone else is old. And this is why. No, it's not coronavirus. This is why it's a piece of bread stuck in my mouth. This is hold on. This is why uh, all these old billionaires are all running scared. The Bill Gates and all these types. They're all over 65. They never looked, and most of them never look healthy. And it will they're in the gun sights of this virus. And so that's why it's really about them not losing their money is a huge reason why we're all being socially engineered right now with this whole event. It's most politicians are 60 and 65 and over, and they are the ones. These people don't have souls. These are the transhumanists. These are the ones that want to live forever, reserve their consciousness inside the machine, because they really don't know. They've never known what it's like to be have it ever being alive. So the whole world is now, as usual, when it comes to everything, under the jurisdiction and the control of old, extremely wealthy men. Okay, and don't you woke types give me this whole thing about the 1%. If you make more than $7,000 a year on this earth, you're part of the 1% on this planet. That's the irony of all these social justice warriors that's going on about the 1%. They are very much part of the 1%. Now, the everything has been done for them. That's why banks are nothing ever changes in this world with these motherfuckers. That's why banks are bailed out, because old rich guys own the banks. That's why media, transportation companies, big companies are constantly bailed out. The banks never, and now's the time for the banks to bail us out. This is what that's really all about. This is why they scarpered. Then they scarpered to their bunkers not because they released a virus to kill us all. They scarpered to their bunkers because they know that they are the prime target group to be killed by it. And therefore, the reason why you under 65 or someone has nothing like cancer or something like that, the reason why you have to do this and obey all these laws and rules is so billionaires over 65 can keep their money. That's all. It's all about that. It's all about billionaires keeping their money, and it's they just have to make sure that the virus doesn't spread, and that to me is the main thing that no one's really talking about. It's all your politicians are elderly for the most part. All the big senior civil servants are allowed to stay past retirement time. They're all behind this. The CEOs of all the companies are mostly all old guys, rich, incredibly wealthy old guys. And these are the ones who are shutting down the rest of the world, destroying our economies, destroying small businesses, allowing governments and civil service to have their totalitarian regimes unfolding like what we're seeing right now in Soviet Ireland, for the simple reason that billionaires can live another few years with their billions under the mattress. And that's what it's all about.